Hey guys, this is your friend Mainak from Civil Center and I welcome all of you once again to another video tutorial on Revit structures. So friends, in the previous tutorial, as you can see in the Revit playlist, if you were watching this video for the first time, we had completed the modeling of this particular building, G+2 building up to this much, and in today's video we'll start inserting the reinforcements. So we'll discuss various aspects here. So if you want to have some idea or learn about Revit structures, you should watch this video to the very end. So now, without wasting time, let's get started and we'll start inserting our reinforcements. So first of all, I'll just make this model to wireframe so that my software doesn't lag and we have an easy view and movement. For rotating this, I'll use the shift key along with my mouse middle wheel button. And first of all, I want to go to the plan view. So the bottom level or the level 1, I'm just going to the level 1 and we can just simply let's select this particular footing. For example, right click on this footing and override graphics in view by category. So in this way we have selected all the particular footings actually. Increase the transparency and apply and OK. So we have increased the transparency of all the footings, and right now the next thing which you need to do is need to check the cover. So we'll go to structure and we have the option. As you can see here, we have various options here and you have the option of cover here. So now you can select this and you can check the cover which has been given, 40 cover which has been given here. We want this to be 75 cover. So we can right click on this. Let's just select this, right click on this and select all instances visible in view or the entire project. So entire project, the footings have been selected as you can see here. So now after that you will just go to structure and then cover, and then you can check this, and for this also you can do this all as cover of 75 So like this we can do. So we have to go for this one by one here. So select this and structure and then cover, and then this one will do a 75 So like this you need to give all the footings a cover of 75 We could do this like we could have one footing, and before copying this footing we could have applied this particular setting so that we don't have to worry about it later. So when we are modeling for the next time we need to take that factor into account, but for now we'll just make sure we have 75 cover for all the footings. So the last one is remaining, so that we can okay. So the cover we have defined. Now we'll go to the 3D view. So the cover has been defined. Now we can check if of every footing has cover of 75 So right now we can go back to the level 1 and we can start inserting our reinforcements. So generally in a project we have different footings and you have different reinforcement also. In that case you have to provide different reinforcements, but for here, just for learning purpose, we are doing this. So let's insert this footing with the help of a section. So we'll just go to the particular option of view here, and we'll have this option of section here, and let's just cut a section around here, let's say for example, and if we want we can decrease this also, and select this, right click and then go to view, and this is the view which you are observing here. And if you want you can also increase this particular view so that you can observe the footing as well. The footing is visible right now. So right now we can go to the option of structure. The motto is to insert the reinforcement. By the way, the zoom in and zoom out is done using the mouse scroll button. So we'll go to the structure here and we'll just click on the rebar. So every time you click on rebar, it says rebar shapes and definitions will include hooks, and every time you need to just click on OK here. And first of all I want to change the particular diameter of the bar which we are having right here. So we'll go to edit type and we'll duplicate this particular bar so that we can create new bar. So the footing, I want 10 bars here, and for the 10 bars we can give a diameter here of actually 10 and when you'll give a 10 we'll just go to edit and we'll let the turn on the auto calculation for all the hooks lengths, and after that we'll just click on OK. So we have our 10 bars, and we can simply apply the 10 bars which you want. So for that we'll just first of all just select the shape of the bar. So if you don't have the shape of the bar, we need to create a manual shape using the sketch tool. So but for the footings we have the particular shape of the bar. Let's say this, we have this shape, and let's see if we have anything similar to that. So we have this M02, so we are going with this M02 shape and 10 radius. So we have placed this footing. As you can see, the reference plane is in the current work plane. So we have placed this particular bar, and if you want, you can just click on escape 2 times, select this particular bar, and suppose we'll go with the maximum spacing here, and maximum spacing of 150 let's go with 150 center to center along this axis. So right now, after you go with this 150 center to center, and you can, for the changes to be observed, you can go to your level 1 and see the changes here, the bars. So right now the bar is selected, so you can go to this option of visibility, and you can just turn on these two options, view as unobscured, view as solid, and then click on OK, and then this just go to fine, and they can observe the bars better. So the bars along one direction have been inserted. So for the next direction also we can do that. Go to section 1, and same process let's follow and see what happens. We do rebar, and the diameter of this is the same, and everything is the same, but this time the placement, let's change the placement here. We'll just change the placement here. So the placement can be changed to perpendicular to cover. So like this we can do the change in the placement here. So we can place this wisely. If we place it here, there is maximum position in the cover. So the particular reinforcement which will be placed in the opposite directions, which will be starting from here, and or else we can just take it at a particular distance also. Let's place it here. Okay, let's just see. We'll just place it here at the this end, and then we'll observe it at the 3D view as well, so where it is placed. So we can rotate the model here, and we can see the placement here. So as you can see, the placement here, placement is in here. So if you want, this is the ideal placement which we want. So right now we'll just go to the section 1 once again. So after going to the section 1, we'll just select this particular bar, and after selecting we just go the maximum spacing, and maximum spacing of 150 will give, and then click outside, and then I will go to 3D view to observe the changes. So we'll select this and left click, or click on control and select this, and after that we'll just go edit the visibility and select these two options. Okay, change it to fine. So you can observe the reinforcement. So the reinforcement is done, and it's done properly. So after that we can insert our reinforcement for the columns here. So for the columns we can also use this section for reinforcing our columns as well. So for the columns, let's just select the particular this view, go to rebars, and then first of all let's go for the longitudinal bars. And for the longitudinal bars, we'll first define our particular rebars. So we'll just select any rebar here, and after selecting the rebar, we'll just go to edit type. We want a 16 bars to be provided. So we'll just click on duplicate. After click on duplicate, we'll just do this as 16 or then just click on OK and change the bar diameters to 16, and then just edit this and turn on this auto calculations for all of these, and then click on OK, and then click on OK. So after that we can apply the particular rebar here. So the shape of the rebar is this one which you want, and as you can see the placement should be parallel to work plane. As you can see, this is parallel to work plane, and if it is not letting me place it, so we'll just change the reference, near cover reference. We'll just do this, and we can simply place the rebar here, so it automatically will snap up to here. So as you can see, we have placed it here, and when we have placed it, we can select this and we can drag it to the portion a little bit below here, and after that we'll also give the hook length for or the development length for this particular bar. So if we were to define a particular development length, and we could do that, you have this option of edit family. So what this does is you can actually edit the particular member here. So we don't want that right now, and just close this. So if you do this like this, you can just check in 3D view as well. So for enabling to view it in the 3D view, you will have to go to 3D view, and we'll just select the column here, and then right click on the column and override graphics in view by category. That is, we have selected all the columns here right now. So we'll just increase the transparency. So we'll just increase the transparency, then apply, then OK. Anyway, this is wireframe, so it automatically will show, but in the next realistic view it won't show. So as you can see here, if you rotate the particular model, this is the particular column, and just changing the particular visibility so that we can view it properly. Select these two options and then click on OK. So now it's visible properly. As you can see, this is the column reinforcement which we have inserted. So if we want this particular your starter bars at once, we can also achieve that. So for achieving that, we can, the best option which we have is that, by the way, you can do this by without do this, and after that you can insert the starter bars like this. So let us discuss that option first, and then we'll discuss the option with the starter bars. So suppose we have this particular reinforcement here, we can go to level 1, let's say. Let's see which we are having anything, or we can go to the let's say the top level or the level 5, and here as you can see here, we'll just select this column, and then override graphics in view by category, increase the transparency, apply, OK. So from here also, as you can see, this is the particular column here, and you can go to select this and select this option of mirror pick axis, and if you pick this axis, as you can see, the particular columns are mirrored, and then you select these two, and after that we'll select this option of mirror pick axis, and this time you'll just pick this axis, and then the columns will be, stirrups will be copied. And after that what we want is we can also place the stirrups in this view itself. So for that we can go to the structure, rebar, and where is my stirrups? So this can be used for our stirrups here. So the near cover reference, current work plane is not working. Far cover reference or near cover reference, both will work. So we'll go the near cover reference, and we'll just change the diameter of the bar first. Let's select no, we'll go with let's select any particular existing option, edit type, and then duplicate, and then name it 8 mm. We want 8 mm for our ties or the lateral reinforcement. We'll change the diameter of the bar to 8. Edit this to let it calculate the hook lengths automatically. Turn on the auto calculation, then OK, then OK. 8 mm bars we are having here, so select this, and after selecting this, we'll be going for so as you can see here, currently we are not able to place it, so we'll just change this particular option to parallel to cover. And right now, as you can see, right now also we are not able to place it, so we do this perpendicular to cover. So next also, so we'll parallel to work plane and current work plane near cover reference. So you're not able to do it properly from up here, so let's go to the section here, and in the section we'll just click on edit here, this one, and click on edit type here. Whether you have done anything wrong, go to edit here and then OK. Rebars, everything is OK here, and then click on OK, and then select placement perpendicular to cover, and simply just place one rebar here of the 8 mm. So after this has been placed, you can just check in 3D view. As you can see here, the circular rebars are been placed, so you can just change the property of this particular portion. As you can see, the shape and the hook at start, (135°), hook rotation, end treatment, rounding over, so these settings you can change. As you can see, radius is there, so one rectangular one has been selected, so we have to change that circular one. Just delete this, and then we'll just go to section once again, or the top level once again. Then from here only we'll just let know how this will be done. So let's go to this particular option of structure rebar, and then select any rebar from here. Let's go to the 10 mm one, and go to the section and select this particular option of this 10 perpendicular to cover. Let's place one rebar here, check in the 3D view. So this is what we are wanting. So we can what we can do is we can just select this and change the property. If we can see from the 8 mm bars, it becomes circular. So we'll just do this as any other option, and we'll edit this type, and then change the bar diameter to 8 mm. Edit, and auto calculation will be turned on, and then OK. So the 8 mm bars we are using here, and here just select, we'll just select this. You can also rename this if you want, so we are not renaming this. So we can go to the section 1, And what we can do is we can just go to this option of single, and we may replace this maximum spacing of, let's say, 150 mm, and this is the spacing which we are giving. And if you want a different spacing also, then also you can do. So if you just observe in the 3D view, right now you are having this particular options here. We'll just select this, and in this filter we'll just select only structural rebars. Okay. And in the visibility we'll edit this and select these two options, and then click on OK, and then you can see the visibility here. So the columns and the ties have been done. So after this has been done, we can just move forward towards the next step, that is being more realistic with the practical aspects. So for that, first of all, we'll need to insert some starter bars, because these are connected to the starter bar. So we have two options here. We can just connect reinforcement like this and join it, or else we can have a sketch of it as well. So let's select this and select this and delete this first. We'll go with the option of sketching first. Delete. After deleting this, we'll check in 3D view whether these have been deleted or not. Then we can go to level 5 here to check this has been deleted. So we'll just go to this rebar option here, and we'll select the particular option of 16 mm which we had made. And since we don't have any this option of this particular in this our rebar shape browser, so we have to make sketch a rebar here. We'll select the column as our host, and this work plane, this section 1 work plane, we need to select a work plane. So for that you need to go to the 3D view, and then you need to check the particular section as we are working in. So this is the section 1. You can define the section 1 as a work plane. Also you have this written here, right here. So we'll go to the particular option of rebar, then a sketch rebar, and then select this column, and then section 1, as you can see. So here, as you can see, in the section 1 we need to create the grids as well. So for the grids, we'll go to level 1. What is the grid name? So this is the grid 1 which we will select. So go to section 1, again go to steel or structure, then go to rebars, and then go to sketch rebar, select this as host, do this as grid 1. Okay. So once we have done that, in order to edit the sketch, please open one of the following views where sketch will be parallel to the screen. So the east or the west we can select. So let's go to the east view, and we'll be working in the east view, as you can see from here. So this is the east view of the particular column which we have selected actually. So let's work around the particular view. So we'll just select this particular option here, and from here we'll just take it upwards, and we'll make sure that we take it upwards by a certain amount. And as you can see, we are going along with the grids here. So let's take it upwards by at least some portion so that it can be. So that's the shape which we want, and this particular shape we can change later. So we'll just go and take it here, and after that, when this shape has been created, and actually you can simply check this or alter with this shape as well. So if you want, you can select this you can select this, double escape, select this, and while assigning this, you could just play around with this as well, this particular length as well. So you can define that length accordingly. So we'll go to the top level or the level 5, and as you can see, this is where the nodes have been inserted, and you can just change the position of it to the extreme end where you can go, that is inside the stirrups, till you have to install inside the stirrups. Here it's good, and you can use the option of your mirror. By the way, I'm moving this with the help of my cursor, up, down, and which are the buttons of up, down, left, and right on my keyboard, which you use. And here we have this mirror option, pick axis. Picking this axis again, select this 2 by pressing Ctrl, and then a mirror pick axis, same option. This has been done, and in 3D view, if you just go and check it here, this lines, or else we can just go to the east elevation and select these lines, select this and select this, right click on that 8, and okay, or else you can just change the visibility from here. Select this 2 and click on OK, and in the 3D view, this one and this one as well, what we'll do is just select this all this entire column, and only click on the rebars, click on OK, and then change the visibility from the 3D view to view as solid view as unsecured, and now we can check the. So if you just go to this particular realistic view, you can check it better. So this is how you reinforce it actually in the Revit structures. The transparency of the columns, which increased too much, so that that's why it's showing like this. So as you can see, this is the actual reinforcement which you'll observe in the columns. So one more thing we want to do it here, which will show you. So let's go back to the wireframe view, because this view, if you don't have a good graphics card, this can make your system slow. So we don't want to work with this. Just for viewing, you can use this. So we can go to the east elevation, and we have this stirrups here. Or let's go to the section, because it gives a better view of the stirrups here. So right now, what we can do, if we want different spacing of stirrups at different levels, how to achieve that? So for that, first of all, select this, and after selecting this, you can see that you can easily move this upwards and downwards like this. So this can be done, and you have to wait for this particular symbol. So this symbol you can play with, and you can move it upwards or downwards. So you have it downwards right here, because we started applying it from down here. So you'll just move it up, so that you can have different spacings at different levels. We'll just move it upwards, and this much portion also will just move it upwards. Let's keep it up to here, and we'll see what we are having, and we'll now move this. So for moving, you can use the mouse button, or you can simply move it like this. If you move it like this, you can have you can move it anywhere, or you can actually lose the particular 90 degrees. So it's not recommended that you move it like this. It's better that if you go slowly with your mouse button, or else there is another option. You can just select this move, and then select this as a reference, and then just go below, and then select this as your reference. So now we have this, full one. Just reduce this from the top, because now this is what we wanted actually to show you. So reduce this from the top up to this much. We have the 150 spacing because we're not concerned with uh, little and more spacing up to the plinth level. So after the plinth level we'll go to a different spacing. So for these bars, let's go to the visibility properties, already selected, and go to 3D view, and I will just show you. So these are the bars. We have the spacing of 150. For the next level, go to the so we're going to the sections once again. Next level, what we'll do is copy these 3 bars and reference point from here. We don't have any particular ties between the junction of the column and beams, so we don't give it any here. So here we want a spacing of 100 mm center to center, because this is near the intersection of your beams and columns. 100 mm, and after that we want 100 mm in the top portion as well. So usually at side this particular thing is divided into 1 by 3, 1 by 3, like this. It's roughly divided. And after copying this to the top level, we'll just make sure that we just copy it here, and after we copy it here, make sure that there is no intersection. So this ends here, this ends here, so this is perfectly 1 by 3. So just select this, and after that do this as 150. This is at the center, so 150 mm. So we have now different spacings for bars at the start, end, and center. Press Ctrl to select all the stirrups here and here, and we'll go to this. Already these 2 are selected, and after that let's see the view in the 3D view. So in the 3D view it's looking like this. Yeah, so it's looking like this in one of the floors. If we just turn on the realistic view just to have a better look at this, so we'll not save it right now. So yeah, you can see this. If you just increase override graphics in view by category, and okay, this little bit we just reduce this, and you can just feel it better. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the footing. This is what we have, the columns along with our starter bars, and these are the stirrups which are placed at different spacings at the start, end, and center. This is what we have achieved in today's video. Sometimes it is a bit tricky if you don't have practice in Revit. So when you are as a professional, you have that particular practice when you are doing a project regularly. But for the learning purpose, for the starting, you have to play around with the software so that you have the idea of how and where to place the structured members. So hope you got to learn something from today's video, and we'll keep coming up with more such videos on Revit structures, more tips and tricks on bar bending schedules, on different types of problems in the Revit structures. But we need your support. Keep sharing it with your friends who want to learn this Revit structures or any other software, like we have tutorials on Tekla Structural Designer and many other softwares. You can share with your friends, and don't forget to comment. Bye bye. This is my signing off. Have a nice day.